Everybody, this is Hiker 818. Today I'm here to do a review of the REI Co-op Flash 60 pack. It is a women's pack. This is a size small, so it's actually holds 58 liters. It is an internal aluminum frame. So you can see here, there's the frame. Comes all the way up and loops around. The pack weighs in at 3 pounds 4 ounces, so I wouldn't consider this a ultralight pack for hiking. It is a light pack compared to others that I've seen, but definitely probably does not fall in the category of ultralight. It has been a very nice pack. I've had this for probably a little over 6 months, and I've done a couple overnight hikes with it. It is made with a ripstop nylon material, which was nice. On one of my hikes, it got pretty dense, and there's a lot of brush and briars that kept catching. And whereas I ended up all scraped up, it never did rip the pack, and it never even caught the pack. It just kind of was like it glanced off, which was nice because I was a little worried because it was pretty rough. But I never got any kind of rips or tears on it. Even these side pockets that are a mesh material, none of them ripped either. So that was pretty nice. So I want to go over some of the pockets and the features, and then some of the pros and cons of this pack. So you have your typical pocket up here on the hood of the pack, which is a pretty big pocket. I usually keep like the toilet paper and anything I need to get to pretty quickly or first thing up here, headlamp, stuff like that. It does have another pocket underneath here that zips, and it does have a keychain holder underneath here that's attached, which was extremely nice because all my hikes I've gone by myself or with my dog, so I'm the one carrying the keys, and instead of like putting them in a pocket in your pack and being scared that it's going to fall out while you're getting into your pack or something, or whatever, things happen, I knew that they were clipped in there and I wasn't going to lose them, so that was a nice relief. I did like that. So once we get rid of that, we have our very large main compartment. One of the things right here that I did not like about this pack, in fact I really talked very badly about it, it has this drawstring cord here, like most packs, but this thing, now to pull it is pretty easy, but like to uncinch it was the most difficult thing to do. And I hated it. I got so frustrated with it. I didn't like it. That was one of the few things that I didn't like about this pack. They made this little drawstring to undo it so difficult that it was extremely frustrating, especially after a long day of hiking and everything. You're tired. You don't want to be messing with it. You just want to open it up, get your stuff out, get set up. I didn't like that at all. But it does have a very large compartment on the inside. This pack also has the sleeping bag compartment. Well, it's not a different compartment, but it has the access to the sleeping bag on the bottom of the pack, which I never used. I noticed there's some people that absolutely love that, but I never used it because by the time I needed to get my sleeping bag and stuff out, I was at camp or shelter, and I was getting everything out of my pack anyways, so I just got into the top of my pack. I never used that bottom compartment, so it was kind of pointless for me. But like I said, I know some people that absolutely love that feature. So if you're one of those, it does have that on there. One of the other different things about this pack is the compression straps. So Most of them typically will like come up top and pull not only from the bottom but also pull this into the back. This only has it on the side, so it has these 2 strings on each side that actually pulls from the bottom along the side and pulls it up. And then you still also have your adjustment straps up here to pull the top towards you. I was a little concerned about that when I bought this pack, but I used them, and after it did take me a while to get the proper adjustment for this pack. I did my first hike. I did wind up with bruised shoulders and bruised hips, just because it did take me so long to get this to fit me correctly. But once I got it figured out, it was actually pretty nice. I did like these. I didn't really notice a difference in the weight distribution versus other packs that have the typical straps that you see. So these weren't a problem at all. I wouldn't say that they were any better than the others, but they definitely weren't any worse. So it was a pretty even comparison there. So then you also have, between the main compartment and your outside compartment, you have another large pocket here with a bit of mesh material on the side to allow it to breathe. So usually I would put like my socks or anything that was wet in this compartment that I didn't really want kind of touching other things, or I needed them to air out some. I would put it in this big compartment on the outside. And then you have your compartment here that actually has a mesh pocket on the inside here, for any kind of loose items. I put my little first aid kit here. I think I had my headlamp here at one point, so it's kind of nice, if you put things here that maybe you don't typically use, but you don't really want to have to dig for it in the main compartment when you do need it. This was really nice, especially with the little mesh pocket in there, so everything wasn't kind of scattered everywhere. So one of the things that is on here that I also did not like is it does have bottle openers, not bottle openers, water bottle holders on the side, which I do like, which I want on a pack. But the problem with this is, so this is the holder, and it's slanted so that to make it getting the bottle out of your pack easier while you have it on. The problem with it, I think, is, so this is where it ends. So the problem I was having is my bottle, obviously was sticking out. But if I bent or moved in just a little bit, my bottle fell out. And I got severely irritated because they just kept falling out of the pocket. I think, if they redo this pack, they maybe need to bring this up just a little bit more. Because I do like the idea of the slanted with the water bottle sticking out to make it easier to get to. But the bottles just didn't stay in the pouch. Now I did have the Smart water bottles, the 1 liter bottles, so they are bigger. But I got so frustrated with that I just quit putting it in there. And luckily I carry a Camel pack for my main water, and then any water that I have out here is for my dog or just extra water. So yeah, I really did not like that feature at all, and I got severely frustrated with it. So I ended up actually, my second trip, I ended up actually using one of these straps and hooking something on the cap and strapping it to the strap to keep it from falling out. So, and then it does have the hip belts. They are a mesh material. I didn't like these either. They were too small. They're big. Part of the problem is the mesh is already kind of tight on there. So you can't really get a whole lot in there. I mean, like I had, like some chapstick and a few small things, but like I couldn't get my phone in this, which I don't typically carry my phone in this anyways, but I know a lot of people do. And then like, you could only get one like granola bar in there. They just needed to be a bit bigger. They were long enough, I think. You just didn't have enough room to actually stick stuff in it. So, let me see if I need to go over anything else. I'm not sure if I went over this or not, but this bag retails at $1.99 currently. And I bought this pack on sale for about $150, $160. So it's not a bad pack for the price. You can deal with the water bottle holders. I think that's what frustrated me the most, was these water pouches was extremely frustrating. But other than that, I did like the pack. Once I got it adjusted and everything, it did fit me good, and I did enjoy the pack. Everything fit in the pack, minus the water bottles. So I think it's a great beginner's pack. If you're needing a pack, if you're just getting into it, or you've done some overnights but you don't have a good pack, or you're using somebody else's or whatever, I think this is an excellent option for that. I personally am definitely going to go buy a different pack because I want something a little bit more functioning for my water bottles for my setup. I think it definitely would be different if you weren't using the 1 liter smart water bottles. Like if you had an Nalgene bottle, I think it would stay in there a lot better. But for my setup, it wasn't good for me. Yeah, so this is the Flash 60 co-op for REI. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. And I'll see you guys next time.